Here's my canvas as I left it last week. After a couple of days of living with it, my plan was to finish it today. I'm looking forward to sharing my thought process with you as I go. Grab a drink, make yourself comfortable, and join me as I paint. When I stopped working on this last Friday, I left it up on my easel where I'd see it over the weekend. It was there for me to see when I woke up in the morning and had my coffee, and it was there when I went to sleep at night. I didn't obsess over it. I had a busy weekend, but even when I wasn't looking at it consciously, I was aware of it. I like living with my works in progress like this. I think that's part of the reason why I've always kept my studio space in my home. The work lives with me for 24 hours a day. It becomes a part of me. If you're a Ted Lasso fan, you know how Danny Rojas says football is life? For me, painting is life. So as I looked at this painting today with fresh eyes, my first thought was that it was nearly finished. Just a few more marks, perhaps a layer or two of light gray to connect some of the areas. I really like the amount of breathing space left on the canvas, and I've been leaning into a less is more way of thinking lately. But then I had a good long sit with it and a second cup of coffee. I started to feel that the blues, the cerulean blue and the ultramarine, were a bit too harsh. I really enjoyed painting for my group gallery show last month, and those pieces had a landscapey feel to them that I loved exploring. I'll link that playlist up at the top so you can check it out if you wish. For me, blue inherently carries a landscape feel because I associate it with water and sky. My thinking here was that I could very easily steer this into an abstracted landscape. But we'll see how that goes. While I'm still really enjoying this complementary palette of blue and orange, I want to tone the colors down so they feel more natural. I painted those first layers playfully and intuitively, but now that I'm looking toward finishing it and making it available to collectors, I find myself thinking more deeply about color value, tone, negative space, and overall composition. I've mixed a toned-down version of the ultramarine blue, and I'm painting over the sections that just feel a bit too bright. I've also mixed some more of those beautiful neutrals that I love so much. I always find it funny that people refer to these shades as mud, because to me, they are gorgeous, sophisticated colors. These next layers are a dance of putting paint on, blending it in, and sometimes wiping it away entirely. I'm feeling a little tired, and my instinct says I should walk away. But there's a voice in my head pushing me to finish this painting for the video. After my coffee, I looked at my canvas and decided I'm just not happy with it. I am officially stuck in the messy middle. When you hit this point, you know you have to do something bold. I have to disrupt this canvas so I have something entirely new to respond to. This part of the process can be so scary, but you have to push yourself past this discomfort. I decided to make the darker sections larger because right now they feel a bit boring. Even though I started this piece very intuitively, and I'm still painting with intuition, considerations for balance and composition are always running through my mind. It's a common misconception that abstract painting is easy, that anyone can just throw colors down and make art. I don't think that's true at all, especially intuitive abstract painting. It often gets a bad rap. So I continue with the layering. Now that I've expanded the dark areas, I'm covering up a large portion of the canvas with a layer of light. This is where it becomes a true dance. I add paint, I make marks, and then I cover them up or wipe them away. Honestly, I really wanted to finish this painting up for you today, but the canvas had its own ideas. It still wasn't feeling right, so I did what I always do when I'm stuck. I flipped the canvas upside down. Sometimes a different view can give you entirely different results. I stopped painting after that to take a short break and get a drink. When I stepped back up to the easel, I was so entirely in the zone, so completely in the moment, that I forgot to hit the record button. I painted for another full hour before I realized the camera wasn't running. So, it looks like there's going to be a third part to this series. I did, however, grab a quick photo of my paint palette before I stopped, and all I can say is, this canvas looks totally different now. The messy middle is never easy, but I'm learning to trust the detour. If you've ever had to let go of your own plans to make room for something better, let me know in the comments. It's comforting to know we're in this together. To see how this unexpected journey began, you can watch the first episode right here. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss next week's final chapter, where we'll see exactly where this detour leads us. Thank you for sitting with me in the studio today. Until next week, bye for now.